Greetings and welcome. I'm John Shepkoff, and today, we're going to talk about better sign-up. So I hope you have pen and paper so that you can take notes, because when you do pen to paper, it reinforces your learning, all right? And that's the truth of it. Anytime you start writing, it's going to reinforce everything. So I hope you've got in the habit of doing this. And so what we want to do is actually talk about is knowing how to persuade means actually more people signing up under you. The truth is, it is your job to make someone want what you have. What do we have? We have the Enagic products. They're an alkaline ionized structured machine, and they are medical grade. They are titanium plates and they are platinum plates. These are solid plates. There's nothing in the world like that. And once you understand that, the better you will be able to help and persuade others as well. See, Enagic has been around for over 46 years in the business and still going strong without raising their prices on their machines. Think about that for a second. 46 years. Most people don't even know that. They have never raised their prices. I've been in it since 2015 and I've never once seen the prices go up. So think about that, my friends. That's got to say a lot, all right? Can you buy a loaf of bread or buy gas at 10 years price ago? And the answer is absolutely not. You know it, I know it, you can't be done. But see what? Enagic has figured out a way how to keep doing this, and yet we still make the kind of money that we do. And I'm going to tell you a secret. The reason why is because they make every piece of their equipment. And because they do that, they don't sub it out. They don't get Chinese or Korean parts to put into the machines. That's how they're able to do exactly what they're doing. So it's not a secret, okay? I know a lot of people say it's pricey, but think about this. 46 years, it was the same price. Today, it's still the same price. So is it expensive? I tell people it is a pricey, but you do get what you pay for. You're not going to find anything better because the Mercedes-Benz is a very classy vehicle. Same thing with the alkaline ionized structured water machines. So there are actually only a few people that actually need. For instance, what do you need? You need such as what? Food to eat, water to drink, air to breathe, and some protection from the elements, which is clothes and shelter, right? The key thing you must know and really understand is water. Have you ever really watched the Pat Boone video? And if so, how many times have you really watched it? How about, did you even take notes? I could probably speculate you've never have. How many times have you watched it? 1, 2, maybe 3 times at tops. I can tell you that I have watched it over and 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 over again. Now, why do I watch it? Because the more you really understand what is really going on and what the water is going to do for the body, the better you'll be able to answer questions and persuade them. Simple as that. You don't need to be a salesperson. The Pat Boone video will do it all. I promise you it will. But if you don't get people to at least look at that video, then you're going to try to be a salesperson. And I guarantee if you try to be a salesperson, it won't work. And I've been telling people for years, over 5.5 years, stop being a salesperson. But yet, you know what? Even the people that I bring in, and I'll talk to them and I'll say, oh, what are you doing? What are you saying? What's going on? Let's role play. And I said, well, you're trying to sell me a machine. Why are you doing that? You've heard me before. Stop being a salesperson, all right? Just talk. Just answer people's questions. Now, when it comes to me, I am the only person in Enagic that takes it one step further. See, I share that the SD501 and the K8 works great when the machine is actually kept clean. And why? Because the hydration and the ORP, because it's the hydration, the ORP that actually heals what's called leaky gut. And if you can heal your stomach, your body's going to heal itself. See, a lot of people are thinking that it's the pH. No, no, no. I don't know where people got that idea. Because if that was the case, you can get any kind of machine. It's the structured water. Okay, you need to understand that. It's the hydration. But if your machine is not kept clean, and I know for a fact there are thousands and thousands of people who don't keep their machine clean, then it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. It worked when it was brand new, but after they had it a while, the machine has actually calcified. And when it calcifies, yes, it will produce pH, but it won't produce the high hydrogen and the ORP. So, by the way, how much hydrogen, or I should say, how much ORP do you need? Well, you need a minimum of 450 ORP. So if your machine is dirty, you're not going to have the high ORP, and you're not going to produce hydrogen, because if the machine is calcified, it won't. I'm just telling you straight up, it won't. If you don't believe me, look at one of my videos. I showed proof after the second day how the hydrogen was going down very quickly. So I can't say this enough. Keeping your machine is one of the things you have to be doing. And exactly how do I clean my machine? There's actually a video how to do it, by the way. All right, but it's really simple. I personally clean my machine each week for 24 hours. I actually use 6 cups of citrus acid plus 1 gallon plus 4 cups of water. Mix it all up, and you use the pump and you clean it. You actually do what's called an e-cleaning, and then you do a deep cleaning for a total 24 hours, and the machine is like brand spanking new. Now, of course, if your machine is not, and you've had it for a while, let's use me as an example, 6 years, and if I've never cleaned the machine for the last, let's say, 1 year, which I guarantee is calcified, you would have to clean it for 3 days instead of 24 hours, or in other words, 1 full day. So it's important that we draw the distinction between things we actually need versus things that we want. Now, take a good look, I should say take a good hard look at all the stuff you own. Just look around with your eyes, okay? And ask yourself if something is a want or a need. Be honest and objective. In doing so, you'll see that just about everything you own is a want and not a need. My first time I did this exercise, I said to my wife, wow, sure have a lot of stuff we want. She replied back, that's what garage sales are and putting things on eBay. And I do put a lot of stuff on eBay because I find out that I really don't need it after all. Remember that 99% of the people who get into this business with you or with me do so because they want to make more money and they want more free time. That's it, my friends. Simply said, they want a better lifestyle for themselves and their family. These are the 2 primary things you should be selling to your client that wants better health and owning their own SD501 or K8 machine. And as you know, the K8 is a more robust machine. But I always give people a choice between the 2. I don't tell anybody what you have to buy. But I tell them if you're going to do the business, you probably want the K8 because after all, you will be giving out water. Now, I have many people asking me, what do I eat for breakfast? Okay, and I tell them a very large bowl of determination, and number 2, a healthy side portion of enthusiasm, and 3, 8 ounces of grit. That's right. Okay. Now, persuasion is the key of any kind of business, my friends. You are persuading others to come aboard with you and purchase their SD501 or K8 through you. But if the person knows nothing about the alkaline ionized structured water machine that Enagic has been making for over 46 years now, you will never persuade that person to come aboard with you. You won't even be able to sell them Because if they know nothing about the water, how are they going to know they want it? That is why they must watch the Pat Boone video. And I don't care if it's your circle of influence or it's your entrepreneur people that you're bringing aboard. Okay? Now, if it's your circle of influence, you should only be sending them to that one special website that I put together that has nobody's phone number, nobody's opt-in. It's just a way for them to watch the Pat Boone and also watch and listen to all the testimonies about the Kangen water and what it actually does for them. Do not send your circle of influence or your mom and dad, brother, sister, you name it, to your personal website. You will be shooting yourself in the foot. Your mom, your grandma, or your grandpa is not going to support you in building your business. I don't know how many times I got to tell people that when I talk to people and they're sending family members or coworkers and all that. Now, if they're an entrepreneur, that's different, okay? But most family members and coworkers and friends, they just want the water, okay? After all, that's what you wanted when you first started, but it just so happens that you also get to make money, right? So remember that, okay? I shouldn't have to keep telling you, but I have to keep bringing it up because people keep breaking the cardinal rule. Okay, for me, I go after entrepreneurs, but I'm a little more advanced. I've been at this for 6 years. You can't start at the top. You need to start at the, you should be doing what's called the 1021 Free Jumpstart Program. That means working with your circle of influence and getting your upline to help you. All right. And after that, when they helped you with your 10 people, they've done exactly as promised. All right. You need to practice. And when you hear your upline doing all the work for you or myself, eventually you're going to want to do it yourself. And if you need help, guess what? Your upline or me, if I brought you in, I'm going to chime in and I'm going to make sure you're doing it right. Why? Because if you make a sale, then of course your upline or John Shepkoff is going to make a sale. So of course, it's to your upline or myself to make sure it's done correctly, which means what? If you are the upline, you also have to do all the paperwork. In other words, you're going to do everything just like I did for you. And you do that because you've got to make sure that your downline person is getting paid. Because if they don't get paid, you don't get paid. So that's why I do everything for them. Okay? You need to understand that. By doing this, you strengthen the persuasiveness of your alkaline ionized water machine business. And when people really understand what the machines really do, they will want it and they will figure out a way to get it without you trying to be a salesy kinds of person. Asking questions is the best way to get others to answer their own questions. It will only be a matter of time when they figure out that they really do need the machine. And if you try to be a salesperson, most likely you will fail and not make the sale. In other words, you will kill the deal. So don't shoot yourself in the foot is what I'm trying to say. The Pat Boone video does all the work for you. This is the key. And I can't say this enough. But you know what? People want to do their own thing. They want to make their own thing and they want to do a demonstration of that. I've never done one demonstration. Yet I brought well over 200 people, but I've never done one demonstration. Neither do you. Okay? Really, you don't. All right? What you need to say when you're telling people, especially who want to come into the business, that you're going to learn concepts, principles, strategy, psychology, sociology. You're even going to learn how to negotiate, and you're going to get all that for free. And that comes through John Shepkoff. And you got to make sure you tell your people, because if you don't, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Because really, the reason why you came aboard is because you got the training system. And if I personally brought you in or your upline, then we helped you with 10 people, or we are helping you with 10 people, which is you got to do your part, because if you don't bring people to the table, how can your upline or John Shepkoff, how can I help you? I can't. And neither can your upline. And don't shoot yourself in the foot and think, oh, that person wouldn't be interested. They say that you know about 2,000 people, and it's the truth. I know it's going to be hard for you to understand or swallow. I have people say, I'm a hermit. I don't know anybody. That's a big fat lie. Because I guarantee you, if you walk out your front door, you probably know your neighbor or whatever. Maybe you don't know their name. It doesn't matter. But if you walked outside, they would at least wave at you as you're emptying out your trash, right? They're going to say something. The people you work with, okay, I would say you know most of them. But even if you did know them, if they saw you, I don't know, at a restaurant, they might wave and, hey, how's it going? And you would be like, hey, it's great. Good place to, to have dinner. And, you sort of nod. You still know them. I'm not saying that you guys are best friends. That's not the case. You might belong to a church, or you might belong to a club, or you're a tennis player, or you're into a gym. There are so many. Maybe you belong in, you build model cars. Or in other words, there are people that you can talk to. And I'm trying to tell you this. That's called circle of influence. So trust me, when I say 2,000 people, you probably know more than 2,000, okay? But many of you, and you're only shooting yourself in the foot, because you're going, nope, I don't know anybody. You're already closed-minded. Don't do that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. You should let that person figure out if they want the water or not. I give you my solemn word. I can send 30 people, let's say circle of influence, 27 of those people will look at the Pat Boone video. And even so, I will tell them when you're looking at it, maybe you need to watch it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times, whatever it takes. Make sure you really watch it because you're going to learn some things you just didn't understand. See, you just can't give someone, here, check out this website. See, it doesn't work that way. You got to give them reason to, and you got to use some little persuasion. That's right. You're going to persuade them to want to do this. Is health important to them? All right. And honest, who out of their right mind is going to say, oh no, I don't want better water. I don't want to have my body hydrated. Nobody in their right mind is ever going to tell you no. I'm telling you right now, nobody. I mean, I send 30 people. I'm telling you, 27 people will absolutely watch it. Okay. I might get 1 or 2, 3 people that may not watch it. And if they do, it's because they just hadn't had the time or something came up. But don't sabotage it. When you call them up and and say, hi, Julie, or hi, Frank, or hi, Troy, or hi, Bill, or whatever you're talking to, and say, did you get a chance, to look at that Pat Boone video? Did you see what that water does? And in other words, you got to make it easy for them. If you don't make it easy and you get them to say no, you just you're the one that sabotaged it. You've got to make it easy for people. Hey, that's okay. How about in the next couple of days? I just want you to take a look at this water and see what you think. You will be amazed. I promise you it's worth your time. And it is. Because once they understand it, and then tell them, say, you know what? Hey, don't be afraid to watch it more than once because you know what? You may have some questions and just write those questions down and I will answer those questions for you. You got to make it easy. And you tell them up front, I'm not going to be a salesman. I'm not going to sell you anything. See, if you let someone know at the very get-go, I'm not going to try to sell you, people will relax. But you got to make it easy. Because if just me saying that, hey, look, check out this video. It's actually Pat Boone. You might have know who he is. Maybe not. It depends how old the person is. And just say, look at this water thing. You are going to be amazed at this. And make it easy for people and say, I give you my word, I will not sell you anything. I just want you to take a look at the water. That's it. And if it's okay, can I call you back in, 1, 2, 3? And if they say yes, say, well, do you want me to call you on Thursday or Saturday? Or give them options. Don't just say, I'll call you tomorrow. No, that doesn't work. Okay. You got to make it easy for people. I'm telling you right now, make it easy, simple. And if you do that, I promise you, your numbers will go up just like mine. But you got to start practicing. Again, I'm John Shepkoff, and as always, I'll see you, my friends, at the top.